Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. Today is the 69th day of the year. One of 2 days a year people get to be horny without the repercussions of horny jail. This day, and your birthday, use it wisely, ladies and gentlemen. Also, even more importantly than that, it is a year since I made this YouTube channel. For a long time, I grappled with the fact whether or not I would actually even come back to YouTube, because I wanted to make videos, but at the same time, I didn't have any videos made, and the best way to launch a channel is by having a ready-made video to go with it, so people have some content to watch day one of release. Now, this channel got made because one of my friends, Emma, really wanted me to come by to her streams while she was on YouTube, and you can't comment on stuff while you have a channel. So she's inadvertently the reason that my channel, 3 out of 4 years, has an anniversary on the 69th day of the year, because obviously last year was a leap year. But today we are talking about Twitch, which is changing it up from the regular formula about games, but you know, Twitch is the biggest site when it comes to game streaming. So here are some do's and don'ts really. I re-recorded this actually because I felt I was too brutal, and I want to try and make the video a little bit quicker by saying what I was going to say with fewer words, because originally it was 47 minutes long. So this part of the video is for the lovely Twitch viewers out there. You are one of the most important things about streaming, and you make it all fun for us streamers out there. So please don't take this as like an attack. These are just some of the things that me and my contributor today just find to be annoying when we stream. So if we could all do less of this, streaming will be better for everyone. Never feel bad for lurking. Lurkers are literally the backbone of the stream. It's a mutually beneficial thing. The vast majority of people on Twitch are lurkers. I am a lurker who will have bursts of something happening in chat that I can react to, so I will do so, and I'll have bursts of moments where I'm sociable. Other than that, I will just be politely sitting and watching the stream go on, you know, or doing something else, which a lot of people do when they lurk, you know. Each lurk helps someone be that little bit more discoverable in the search function, in the category that they are. So it is a beneficial thing for the streamer. Please never feel bad for lurking. I know it's a thing that most people do, and I don't quite understand it, given how I see the whole lurking situation. On the subject of lurking, you don't need to justify why you're doing so. I know people are saying why they lurk as a thing of politeness, but sometimes if it's like lurking several times a stream, I'll get a little frustrated of having to repeat myself, oh, thanks for the lurk. If it's like close in between each other, I'm just weird like that. It's such a tiny little thing, by the way. But the only times that I will find lurks could potentially be annoying is if you get answered like a deep question, and like 2 seconds after that deep question you see someone press exclamation point lurk, you know. Then you assume, might even be incorrectly, that they're not even listening to the answer when it's given. The most annoying thing you can do as a lurk is if you tell me that you're going to someone else's stream. We struggle enough with direct competition as it is. At that point you're telling me that you'll rather be somewhere else, and I don't need to hear that. That has happened to me before, and the person did it in kind of an innocent way because, you know, they were a fellow streamer doing it. I think it was just a case of they were telling me what they were doing, but they were being too honest about it, so I got really insecure, and I was just like, well, that streamer's clearly better than me then, and it bummed me out. If your comment in chat is missed by the streamer, don't spam it over and over. Now, allow me to point out something here. Streaming and playing a game is very difficult to do at the same time. My chat tends to be more quieter than most. So like when I get a big raid, it can be quite difficult to keep up. When I have quite a few of my regulars in and maybe a couple new people, it can be quite difficult to keep up for me. I haven't really mastered this at all yet in the time that I've been streaming. I find it difficult to keep up with chat because you can play a few minutes before you look, and then when you look, people, the more active people in chat would have reacted to everything that's happened in that few minutes. And streamer brain is a thing, so you don't remember what's happened in a few minutes, so you can't really reply to it because, you know, it's been past that. And I'm never going to make the promise that I can, you know, respond to every single message, because then I would just be repeating them out and not adding anything to the conversation, which is boring in my opinion. It is a struggle. If it does get missed, it's largely not going to be deliberate, so just ask again, or just highlight the message, you know, using channel points. That's what it's designed for. But if you keep doing it, then I'm not going to want to speak to you because you're just annoyed me there. Don't suggest people that the streamer should raid unless it's asked for by the streamer. So raids are a huge thing, believe it or not. It's taking people over to another channel and allowing them to have more viewers and potentially grow a little bit, you know. So it's very important who you choose at the end of a stream. If you want to raid, nobody has to raid at the end of every stream, you know. I often don't anymore because of the numerous times that my raids have been no-sold, or I've joined someone else's raid or on my own, where the person receiving it has either been really rude or their chat has just been absolutely horrendous to the people coming in. It is a thing. I've been in a chat where someone has told them, the stream I was watching, to raid them, and they kind of did out of this, like, they were forced here, so they didn't really want to be there, so they did it and then left immediately. And we spoke in the DMs about how they were just really a clown, to be honest, and just clowned on them. So if you don't want that to happen to you, don't do this, really. If you don't like the game being played and just constantly harp on about how bad the game is, then why don't you just leave chat, you know? One of my friends at the moment doesn't have a capture card, so they're kind of limited in the games that they play. So it's a little bit more difficult for them to just change to a different game than it is for me, who has like an entire library of 360, PS4 and PC games that I could just put on at any moment. So it would affect them more if you're just dogging the game that they've chosen to play, you know, because they're limited on what they can do at the moment. And again, it's just having like negative vibes to chat. I just don't understand why you would hate watch a game, you know. It seems silly to me. When popping into a new channel, take the time to read the chat rules instead of skipping over them. I know it's a very easy thing to do, even I do it occasionally, but I'm not someone who usually breaks the rules at all. I will read them though, because it's very easy to just not think about it when you're coming in with a raid and you don't want to be late for the raid, although nobody cares really if you are late from the raid, they're just happy to see you there. But it's easy to do. You miss the chat rules and then you do something that's okay in someone else's chat and you wrongly assume that it's okay everywhere else, and then you get in trouble. And then what all usually happens when it's okay to do something in someone else's chat but not okay in this person's chat, there's nearly always an argument about that, about how it should be the same everywhere else, when it's like, it's their chat, their rules are entirely their right at the end of the day. And if you just read them by going in beforehand, the whole situation could have been avoided. Be aware of what you're saying in chat and whether or not it could be something that could trigger other people. Unfortunately, I've been in chats where they've been talking about things that are similar to my life experiences and like traumas that I have that I haven't dealt with, and I just kind of have to go on a different tab for a bit because, you know, it just brings back memories for me that I don't like or enjoy having to relive. It does bring them back for you. So when you go, what's the point of trigger warnings, they're useless, you're just someone who hasn't had the situation, thankfully you're lucky in that regard, that could, you know, warrant a trigger warning beforehand. Unfortunately, it happened in one of my streams. I was talking about some of the dastardly things that happened at Ubisoft, and unfortunately I was so invested in sharing people's stories regarding that, and it's a heavy topic. Unfortunately, someone was talking about something tragic that happened to them, and I didn't see it in chat, and they gave no warning for it at all. And there was someone else in chat who have also had something horrible happen to them, and they had to spam it because it all brought it back to them, and they got very upset regarding it. And I had no mods there at the time, and I didn't see it till a few minutes later. And when I saw it, someone who has not had that terrible thing happen to them, it physically upset me, so I had to take a break. So it was a whole thing that was really regrettable, and I still think about it to this day, to be honest. So yeah, I'm not saying don't talk about bad things, but if you are, mention a trigger warning at the very least. In general though, it's probably best to like seek out maybe a community's like vent zone and put a trigger warning in there instead of like a chat that has loads of people in. It's a public area and you don't really know who's watching, you know. It doesn't matter whether you understand it or not. Respect other people's pronouns. Arguing about it in chat doesn't make you look like the enlightened, rational you think you are. It's the same thing like people try to, you know, fight back against trigger warnings and pronouns as if everyone in society is now like really fragile and so on. And the thing about pronouns is it's basic human respect at the end of the day. If someone says you misgendered them, you just apologise and move on. You don't even really apologise over and over, because I have it on good authority that just makes the situation even more awkward for everyone involved. And this is someone who accidentally does it fairly regularly. It's quite difficult to unlearn. That doesn't mean you can use that as an excuse to defend yourself. You make it worse when you argue about it. I've seen many people argue about it, and I'm just like, what is there to argue? I don't understand, you know? The best thing you can do is install the extension browser for Chrome, specifically for Twitch, that lets you set your own pronouns so nobody can assume incorrectly. Because a lot of us at the end of the day do assume, and we assume incorrectly and then get defensive about it when we shouldn't. It's really silly, but it happens all the time. Your boobies are poggers is not the compliment you think it is. In my opinion, it's better to only really compliment someone on their appearance in the safe context of when they put themselves down, but of course do it respectfully and don't really sexualize them. That's like, if they're saying they're unattractive and you just go, oh, but you've got nice tits though, I mean, that's not really helping the situation. It's like catcalling, you know. It's like, well, as a compliment though, I mean, it's not. You're just saying I want to have sex with you, which isn't really a compliment if they don't find you attractive, you know. While horny jail is a meme, unwanted horny comments to a streamer is sexual harassment. It isn't watered down because it happens on the internet. Harassment is harassment. There is such a thing as taking jokes too far, you know, and it's not worth the risk if you're doing it with a relatively new community, you know, because if they don't know who you are, they're probably going to, you know, take it worse than they would if they knew that you were kind of a joker or whatever. Humour is subjective, and it's just a joke, bruh, isn't a great defence if everyone thinks you're being deliberately mean. It isn't a great defence anyway, because it's gaslighting and it's not taking responsibility for what you just said. And it's putting all of the onus on them being offended, you know. We can't control how somebody reacts to what we say, but at the same time, we can listen to that reaction and not completely dismiss it. Trying to get someone to stop stream to check messages is rude, in my opinion. It's a very small thing. I understand in an emergency situation, but if one is sent to me, or if I have sent one during the stream, I will look at it after stream, and I don't expect you to read it during stream either, you know. I'm a slow replier, I will often, if you send me one just before your stream, I will reply during your stream. It's just how things go, you know. The tea will be still hot in a couple hours, hun, anyway. Threatening violence on someone is unacceptable, even if it's against someone who has wronged your favourite streamer. There are usually two sides to every story. Yeah, I don't like this us versus them culture that we have a lot on like Twitter and so on, because it goes off the idea that one side of the drama is pure and the other is just evil, you know, when situations when it comes to drama are never really that simple, to be honest. Begging for subs is mega cringe. You can use channel points to unlock emotes usually anyway, and yes, while that will only unlock them for 24 hours, it's also really easy to earn the amount of channel points needed daily to continuously unlock them. Respect boundaries. Just because you pop up in chat, it doesn't mean you're automatically my friend, you know? You don't get to know a streamer fully on stream. They're not going to tell you their entire life story on stream. I'm not saying you can't make friends from streamers. I have. It was a gradual thing though. It's not something that happens overnight, you know. You can't force it at the end of the day. And I'm someone who really needs their boundaries respected after some of the things that have happened to me over the years. Slating other creators in someone's chat to build them up is very awkward, because it's a real backhanded compliment at the end of the day, and it's just saying, it's like, well, you're better than this person though, but that person, you know, everyone hates because they did something shitty or something. And it's like, couldn't you just say that they were good? Why did you have to bring someone else into this, you know? And when you are slating other people, it can often lead to drama, because people see somebody being slated in a chat, they'll assume that it was the streamer that mentioned it. A streamer can still be on a platform and criticise it. Leaving over a greedy corporate decision would lead to everyone never being able to stream, because it's kind of a systemic problem that we have corporations, you know, being greedy. There isn't really such a thing as a moral corporation, to be honest. You know, it's kind of a system issue. If someone in the community is problematic, please tell us, as people are really good at manipulation, and more often than not, we have no idea about it. It's happened to me a few times. I've had to get rid of 2 prominent members in the community because they'd done some or said some really bad shit in the DMs, you know? And I want my stream to be as safe a place as possible, so I acted swiftly. There's no such thing for being late for a stream. You arrive precisely when you needed to. The stream schedule is there to show when we're going live. It's not when you have to be there for the whole time or else. We all have busy lives. I don't expect everyone to be there 100% of the time. That's just unrealistic. Talking about the number of viewers on stream will usually lead to anxiety. I have them off for this very reason, and at the end of the day, a streamer is more than just their analytics. Let's just say for a second, a harmless example here, let's just say I got 69 viewers. I'm constantly making a joke about 69 and everything, as you do if you're on the internet. That would be a wonderful achievement. It would be great. The best way of handling this though would be to send me a screenshot that I see after stream. If you tell me on stream that that is a thing, it will be the most views I've ever had, and I will probably panic a little bit and not really enjoy the stream as much as I would in the moment, knowing that, wow, this is a really good stream, chat is kind of blowing up here, and then finding out afterwards, and then we could all have a joke and meme there, you know? So this part is for the streamers, and I re-recorded this previously because I felt like it was a little bit too brutal and it would have came off as a bit of an attack on people. It isn't. This is just some advice here. Feel free to take it. You don't have to. But a lot of these things will go unsaid because it's awkward to mention it to a streamer. People don't want drama at the end of the day. It's really stressful. Never call out lurkers for being quiet. It just shows that you do not appreciate the community that you have and you want more from them. And it's a giant red flag, and you will get roasted for it on social media. I have been called out of lurk before. It wasn't in a aggressive manner or anything. It was just, I was taking a break from social media, and I think they were just surprised to see me in their chat, and they were talking about, wait, am I actually in their chat? But it still had the same effect. I was really uncomfortable because I was hoping to look and just watch and relax because I needed somewhere to relax, and that made me uncomfortable, so I left less relaxed than I went in, and immediately. Only self-promo if it's appropriate. I know that you're just telling me what you're going to do, but if you say, I'm leaving your stream because it's time for me to do it now, the amount of times people have done that to try to get me to raid them is too damn high, and I can't tell the difference anymore whether that's just innocently someone telling me what they're going to do or they're just trying to gain from me, you know? It's very difficult. The Twitch landscape is a very difficult place to navigate sometimes. The best thing to do there is just say that you have to go, really, because that's the 100% way of knowing that someone isn't trying to deliberately gain viewers off you. That's what I do. The best way I see on Twitch at the moment, self-promo being handled, is with the Monolith, who, I think they still do it, break time shoutouts. So it's like an elevator pitch for like a few minutes, and you can go, this is why you should come out and check my channel, this is what we're doing, and that kind of thing, instead of just putting a link in or saying, yeah, I'm streaming now. Because who actually, if they don't know you, who actually will follow you if you say, oh well, I'm streaming now? I'm not going to pop into Ninja's chat and go, I'm streaming now, because as far as everyone in that chat is concerned, I don't exist. If you yourself as a streamer is having a shit day, or is in a really shit mood and a bit tense, if you're not feeling the stream, you probably shouldn't force yourself to do it. Just take the day off or something. There's always another stream, you know. If a stream goes bad, there's always another stream. It could go better the next one. I am terrible for this advice. Of the day that you see this video, March 10th, I have just finished streaming 69 days in a row, and for a large part towards the end of that, it's been a little bit of a struggle due to mental health, but I was that committed to a meme, which was silly at the end of the day, you know. So I need to follow this one myself. If you do need to cancel the stream, tell people. With the situation we're in now, don't say nothing, because people will wonder what's going on, and also you're kind of treating your audience a bit like mugs there, and it's a lack of respect because they had plans to watch your stream and now they have to do something else and they don't know why. Even if you're late, just tell them that you're late, you know, you're going to be late, because it's just basic common decency at the end of the day. Don't only just post your stream link in a Discord. Like, anyone who has a Discord and a self-promo section in there, this one really used to piss me off, so I got rid of the self-promo section in Discord. And then when I deleted that server and came back, I just didn't have one because it's annoying. It's just people who just post their link all the time and they don't say what is going on with the stream, so they haven't even taken that step to try and ingratiate themselves to people. And if that's all you ever do in the Discord and you don't even say hello or even feign interest in some of the other people in the community, why will they care when you post a link in that Discord? The answer is, they won't. So if you want people from a particular Discord community to come to your streams, then perhaps you should actually make an effort to interact with them. Just a thought. Tagging people in going live posts is a way to make me not go to your stream, as it feels like you're forcing me to go there, as like they've been tagged in the post so they know that I'm streaming. So it puts this expectation on you that you have to be there. And for a long time when I started out, I just gave into it, and I was like, well, no, it's taking away my free will effectively. It's trying to force me to do something that I wasn't planning on doing it out of guilt. It's same goes for like DMing me stuff, whether it's even a YouTube video or your stream link without saying anything. It's like, you have to watch this because we know each other or something. And I'm like, I'll pop to the stream if I can. A lot of the time with the messages, it's people are sending me the message while I'm streaming myself, so I can't even go to it anyway. I don't know why you do it. You just harm yourself because you put people off by doing that, because it's just announcing to the world that you're a little bit insecure about your stream. And confidence is key, because of a lot of people, we have seen what insecurity does to a stream. It ends up in like toxic behaviours and so on. So it's a bit worrying. It does harm you. You're just driving people away. As for networking, people can kind of spot that from a mile away. You should aim to meet people you actually like, not just search for people that can watch your stream. Not only then will you be able to make friends and actually have a better time because you would have made connections on the thing, on the site, but also it's not an effective thing to spend all your time on Twitter trying to get people to go to your Twitch. You have to do things effectively. So like, for example, put up clips from your stream. Instead of just putting the link and leaving it at that, what I tend to do is download the clip itself and then post the raw video file for after editing it, made it a bit shorter or something, to my Twitter. And because Twitter automatically plays the videos, so people see it more. You get more traction than if you just put a link up there. That's something I've learned from streamer Twitter. So you can have that one for free. And I enjoy editing, so I enjoy making those little videos. If it's tiring, and I've seen people say that it's tiring, then you're doing it wrong. You should be doing it in a fun way. As someone who does get quite a lot of likes on replies to some of their favourite creators, I can tell you they don't follow across to your Twitch channel, you know. They just don't. It's a very rare thing that happens. It's happened once in my time of streaming, and one person came across for about 15 minutes and I never spoke to them ever again. Don't make promises you can't keep in advance and then say nothing about it. People are understanding when you've made a promise when you're given an explanation. When we're left to wonder why it's not happened, we're less forgiving, because the brain will automatically assume the worst, especially if you've made promises publicly and it's still not happened. Because we all go off the thing that when someone says something publicly, well, they're definitely doing it. Seems that is not the case, ladies and gentlemen. And it could be the case of that you've forgotten. The longer you leave it without saying anything, the worse it kind of looks from the other point of view for the people that are waiting for the thing to be done. Make your social media presence be more than just about your streams. And what I mean by that is, if you're just posting the going live link when you go live, it's not really going to drag their attention, you know. What you want to do is, when there are good clips, maybe make your own if people aren't doing clips, upload those and cool moments. Obviously you want to give people warning in advance before you go for a going live stream normally. I tend to try everyone has the same three ideas. You either put a selfie before you go live, you put a GIF, or you put a picture, because just putting the title with the actual link itself isn't as appealing as those other three ideas. Also, put your own personality, be yourself on social media as well, because that would be a good way. People will be like, well, they'll either like you or they won't, and that's going to happen anyway. But you're more likely to find people who you get on with if you are being yourself. And going on from the social media point, be aware that once you link your social media profiles to your Twitch or even YouTube, you are representing yourself at all times. Like, so if you're being toxic off stream, it will put people off because they'll see you being toxic on Twitter or something, and they'll wonder if that behavior carries on to your stream as well. Toxic people just give off bad vibes, as rightly they should, really. Do not gatekeep certain communities or games. Games are literally for everyone, including people who list themselves as gamers in their bio, you know. We have moved past the need for gatekeeping. People can enjoy the things that they like to do. Being bad at a game isn't harming anyone. Not everyone has the same skill set or ability. And just because you're a particular gender, it doesn't mean you can't like certain games. We have evolved past that, hopefully. Well, probably not. Also, do not harass people because you feel morally justified, and, you know, getting yourself involved with drama kind of builds on from the toxic off-stream point. I have seen people do it, and as someone who has been harassed, there's no reason, a controversial opinion, even the worst dregs of society, you shouldn't harass them, really. Because all it's doing is making you look bad, really. It's not going to have a positive effect on the person that, you know, had the bad thing done to them. And a lot of the time, if it's in a drama context, then again, like, it's very rare that a situation is black and white at the end of the day. You should always wait until you find out more about the situation. And also, at the end of the day, is it really any of our business to get wrapped up in drama and involved? Not really. If at all, try to keep drama in-house. But obviously, if it spills out or it's a really serious situation, then public statements are fine. When the situation is warranted, as I mentioned earlier, I have had to get rid of 2 people from the community. They were top gift subs. So I felt the need that I wanted to make it known that my channel was a safe space, so I chose to make public statements about it, you know. You don't have to in that scenario, I just chose to, you know. But if it's like petty drama, nobody really wins from that, to be honest. I'm gonna have to do better myself because, you know, I'm not someone who confronts people in private when they piss me off that much. So it just kind of carries on and they continue like the pattern of behaviour no matter who it is, and it just winds me up to the point where I'll do a subtweet. So I'm just as bad at this one as anyone else, again. Lastly, it's perfectly okay to take mental health breaks, and those who value as a person will respect that completely, and those who don't can fuck off. So that was the video. First of all, I'd like to thank Roperdog13 on Twitch for the help. They mainly did a lot of the suggestions for the viewer section. The streamer part was when I took over, so if you have a problem with the streamer part, well, that's on me. What I will say though is you should absolutely check out their Twitch channel. It won't be long till they overtake me, and they are criminally underfollowed as it is. When you go into their chat, they are one of the most friendly streamers I follow, and if it wasn't for the fact that they're limited on what they can play at the moment, they would be doing even better than they are now. You know, there's no doubt about that in my mind, to be honest. You know, they deserve to be doing better with the amount of effort that they put in and how they are on streams. So yeah, please help me make this a reality. But that being said, that was the video. Not only is it considerably shorter, even before I edit in this, it seems to be like tamer as well, which is good. You know, I feel like I've been able to have more of a balance, and I've been less rude than I was in the previous version. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed this video, and here's to 1 year of being on YouTube. You know, hopefully I can, you know, start growing a little bit, but you never know. You really never know what's going to happen. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching the video. I hope you will join me in the next one.